Hey YouTube, Kira Qualia here, bringing you guys my Nubatama Dominate deck profile for November 2017. A lot of you have requested that I give a deck profile for this deck for quite some time now. Finally got around to doing it. Apologize for the wait, but it's a really awesome deck with the newest mechanic for Nubatama. I'd call this deck pretty meta, not at the top of the chain, but the Dominate effect can be quite annoying for a lot of decks to deal with just because it has multiple guards that either you get a trigger off the one or you're going to have a real struggle getting through all the different attacks given off by Mujin Lord, Magen Tembu, and Shiranui. So let's go ahead and jump right into the deck profile. For Stride Zone starters, I run 4 Emma, Stealth Rogue, Mujin Lord. This is your Counterblast 1, choose a card with the same name as this unit from your G-Zone, turn it face up. For every face-up card in your G-Zone, you choose units on the field that get plus 4,000, and you can dominate as many of your opponent's units as the face-up cards in your G-Zone and dominate them. So giving them that plus 4 power along with the Dominate goes for some really powerful pressure against your opponent's Vanguard, meaning basically the later the game you use this card, the more potential you have. And you can also give your own units power after you give your opponents for more powerful attacks from your end as well, come your attack step. Also for Emma, Stealth Dragon, Magen Tembu. This card is one of your first to go to strides. You flip one of him up and you basically choose one unit for every face-up card in your G-Zone. The unit that you dominate gets plus 3,000 power, and after it attacks you retire that unit, meaning so you get more of a pressure attack with this card. You basically want to go for this early game to build up your stride. Taking care of pesky units as well that this unit dominates with can be very helpful. And I also run 2 Kinkoku Tembu. Now, I only have 2 of this in the deck because I don't have any Shiranui Mukuros at the moment, which is the one that dominates your opponent's Vanguard and have that attack all of their own units. So definitely take either both of these out or one for the Shiranui Mukuro if you have them. I know the card's not too expensive, but that would be my sub-in for these. Just a better card to have in for the deck than this. But this is a Dominate at the beginning of your battle phase, so a free cost stride, just cool to have for the deck. And also one Suko Morakan. This card limits your opponent's hand size, so if they have a big hand build up and you want to go for your push finish with this unit, very good to go for. And if you stride over Shiranui Oboro, you can stop basically one of their cards from their hand with the Dominate ability, and then just means less cards for them to use for the guard when that step comes. And for G-Guards, I would run 2 Zashikihime if I had them. It's a plus 20,000 guard unless your opponent discards. It does flip up for the G-Zone. Most of the time, this is your G-Guard you want to go for. I also have 2 Gohorakans in here for the use of your opponent's own units for guard with this. It can be really good to get rid of units and just for that additional plus. And I have 1 Abu Dataishi Jinx Stealth Hermit and 1 Secret Message Abu Dataishi. I'd probably take out the basic Secret Message one for the second Zashikihime if I had it, and keep the one of him in just for the easy plus 5 power. And then for the main deck, for Shiranui, I run 4 Shiranui Oboro. This is your main go-to grade 3 on Vanguard, just for the Dominate ability. And he has a call ability at the beginning of your ride phase when he's on the Vanguard, so you can have units on your opponent's side of the field for them to dominate into. And I run 4 of the original Stealth Dragon Shiranui. This is just for backup because a lot of the cards require having Shiranui on the Vanguard in the deck, so a good backup to run. He has the discard bind effect, which is a good backup, but it's not the key focus of the deck. Like I said, he's just in here for name, actually, so having him there, most of the time you will want to either search him out if can be, or just rely on him on Vanguard until you can grab the proper one. And for grade 2s, I run 4 Stealth Dragon Furai. This is your once per turn Soul Blast. Choose a card from your opponent's drop zone. They call it to rear, and at the end of the turn, retire that unit. And when another unit attacks during your turn, if you have a Vanguard with Shiranui in its card name, this unit gets plus 2,000, including your own units that attack and your opponent's. This guy can hit some pretty strong numbers. Plus, with Oboro, he's an additional unit to help call if your opponent tries not to really, fill up their field. And also 4 Stealth Dragon Genkai. This is a Counterblast Soul Blast one when a dominated unit attacks a Vanguard. During the turn you have a Vanguard Shiranui in its card name. You may pay the cost if you do draw a card, and this unit gets plus 2,000. So, very good. It doesn't have basically a once per turn either, so make use of that. But it does, eat up your resources pretty fast, so keep that in mind. And lastly, for the grade 2s, I run 3 Stealth Dragon Kusurai. This is just a good ride target. All in all, it's a 10k, which a lot of decks are doing now with, early game rush being a thing. So a good option to ride into. And for grade 1s, I run 4 Stealth Dragon Utsuri. This card is a recycle from the drop zone. Basically, choose one of your other Utsurai from your drop zone, put it on the bottom of your deck. When the attack of a dominated unit hits a Vanguard during your turn, you may pay the cost. If you do, return this card to your hand. So an easy putback, just know when to make use of this card because it has to hit for you to put back, so not all of the dominated hits will hit, so take use of it as soon as you can. And for Kagetsurune, I'm really sorry if I botched these names. It's Stride Fodder for Shiranui. Search out the proper Shiranui with this card as well if need be. You got plenty of grade 3s to use for Stride cost in this deck since you are running 8 of them. And also 3 Stealth Dragon Tenrai. This is a discard effect plus during your turn with a Vanguard or Shiranui in its card name. Gets all of your opponent's Vanguard card names, clan, races, and nations, so it helps with some of the restriction effects if you have this card on rearguard. And also 3 Stealth Dragon Tengai. This card is for counter charge power. When a dominating unit attacks during your turn until the end of this turn, this unit gets, put this unit into your soul. At the end of your turn, you may pay the cost if you do counter charge 1, building up your soul and flipping up the damage as well. Comes in very handy. And for the grade 0s, 1 Stealth Dragon Madoi. This is for your starter, giving power to one of your opponent's dominated units. And you also draw a card by putting it into the soul. The +3, along with an additional +3 of one of your other effects, makes it a 6k power boost, which can really affect the power number that's going to your opponent's Vanguard. And also 4 Noroi, the effect critical, put into soul +5 and draw for Shiranui, pretty standard. We also have an unflipped damage critical, which I think is amazing that this deck got. The fact that you can run 8 criticals with effects helps the deck too much. Same with draw for Jirokichi. Put into soul +3, because soul, very important with a lot of effects in the deck. And 4 Zashiki Hime heal, just for the discard draw effect when discarded for Zashiki Hime, and if you run 2 of her, it just helps the evermore for the deck in total. But that is it for the deck profile. Appreciate all of you who waited for this deck to finally get released. Very standard. I don't know when we'll get more Nubatama support, but the deck is very strong as it is. Anything else will just be a bonus for it. But I hope you all enjoyed the deck profile. Once again, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. And until next time, Kira Qualia out.